Thyroid and Autoimmune Revival. I'm Naomi Suzanne from Naomi's Home Health, and I'm a holistic health coach that specializes in thyroid and autoimmune healing using natural health solutions. So, today on episode 26, we're going to talk about healing foods. So, nutrition is an extremely important part of health. It's an important part of our healing journey, and what you put in your body really, really matters. So, last week we talked about foods to avoid and why we need to avoid those certain foods. But now I want to focus on how we can add in foods that are going to heal our body. I like to focus on that more than what we take away because mentally it helps us prepare ourselves better. If we can add in more foods and feel like we're, eating better, then it's going to be a lot better for our mental and emotional health than thinking, oh my God, I've got to remove all these different foods and I can't eat this and I can't eat that. Let's talk about what we can eat because that's a much more positive aspect of our healing. We're trying to do everything in the most positive way possible when we're going through our healing journey. So, this week we'll cover how food can be a massive part of how we heal. It's not the only way that we heal. It's not the only aspect. Food is just one aspect. Of course, it's important, but there are many other aspects. This is just one we're going to focus on now. So if you've listened to any other episodes of my podcast, you will know there are many aspects to healing and we can incorporate them all at different times. But usually we first focus on food and nutrition when we get sick because we think, well, that's one thing that's going to help us heal. But often we focus so much on taking away all these foods or going on a special diet or, I'd rather us focus on what we can eat and why we can eat those foods. It's really important to know what foods we can eat and why they're important to our health. So if we don't choose the right foods, we don't heal, okay? So food, along with all the other aspects that we talk about, is what the whole package behind your healing journey. So the top 4 foods we should add more of into our nutrition are fruits, vegetables, herbs and spices, and wild foods. Now, they grow from the earth that has minerals, it's showered by the sun, by the sky, the rain, and they're connected to the forces of nature. So it's really important that we add that to our body because we've got away from nature a lot as time goes on. Society is very much a digital society, very much indoors. We want to add in these foods that come from the earth that nourishes us. The earth provides us with what we need to heal. We just need to use a lot more of it. So eating food doesn't have to be a big thought out process, big drawn out process. We don't have to be weighing foods. We don't have to be worrying about how many carbs and calories and proteins are all in our protein is in our food. It's a massive stress. We're trying to reduce the stress around our everything in our life and food becomes one of them. I can tell you this from experience. I focused so hard on nutrition and I was like, I can't do this and I can't do that. And in my head, everything was can't have that, can't do this, can't go there. Like when it came to nutrition, and I got into the low carb diets and the weighing and the measuring and it takes away from your actual connection to your food. And that's really, really important. We should be actually focusing and eating foods based on their nutrients, their phytochemicals, their healing powers. How you connect to your food is important. Like it raises your vibration and it raises the vibration of your food. So that energy that we are putting into our body, we want it to be higher and not lower by worrying about what's going on our plate. Food should be, we shouldn't be buying it from supermarkets already made because they're going to add a lot of things or companies that are already making it because they've got to add a lot of stuff to it to keep it good enough for us to eat. So preparing fresh whole food is so much better for us, but we are also connecting to it at the same time. And if you can prepare it with people that you are going to enjoy it with, that's even better. So we should put more time and effort into the preparation of our own food and less time and effort into thinking what I can and can't eat, all of those things, because it's really, really important to make sure that the connection to food is there for us and that we understand what each individual food is going to do for us on a holistic level. So, water has everything to do with our food. If we don't have water, we don't have food. Water helps our food grow, it helps nourish our food, it hydrates our food as well as it hydrates us. But when we are drinking water from the tap, it's very different. It's gone through a process, it's had chemicals added to it, it becomes hard water and not the living water that we should be getting straight from the rain, basically. But water nourishes our food, it helps it grow, and it hydrates it, like I said. So, being told to drink 3 liters of water a day is actually quite unhealthy because when we're drinking it from the tap, we're just loading our bodies with a lot of chemicals and it actually dehydrates us more than it actually hydrates us. So fresh fruit and vegetables is it's so important because they hydrate us at a cellular level. Fresh fruit and vegetables have living water and hydrating living water in their cells. So when we consume fresh fruits and vegetables, we are hydrating our own body at a cellular level. This is why it's so important not to cut these foods out because we need the hydration. So living water is what keeps the plants going. They're also loaded with antioxidants. So plants, fruits, vegetables, herbs and spices are loaded with antioxidants. Many different types of antioxidants exist and they're abundant in all of these foods. Oxidation is a chemical reaction in the body's tissue and it's created by a toxin. So that free radical damage that I talk about, oxidative stress, that damages the cells of our body and it deteriorates the cells and it causes aging and it causes a host of nasty symptoms. So oxidative stress is one of the major causes of your thyroid and autoimmune disease. So when we don't put antioxidants in our body, we are robbing ourselves of healing properties to help combat that oxidative stress that causes the autoimmune disease, cancer. I mean, you only have to go to pubmed.gov and put in oxidative stress and you will see what it causes in the body, and it's a lot. So we want to combat that with antioxidants. So that is where we're going to get it from our plants, herbs, spices, all of those things. So I know that a lot of people, there's a big trend towards the carnivore diet at the moment, and I'm not against anyone doing what makes them feel good. And it probably would make you feel good for a while because you're cutting out processed food and you're cutting out a lot of foods that you shouldn't be eating, right? But one, it can be really difficult to stick to. Two, you're not getting the antioxidants that you probably would need, and you're not getting the hydration that you're going to need, that living water in the cells of the plants. That's what's going to keep us hydrated. Putting a little bit of Celtic salt in your water is not the same thing. You're getting, you're using tap water for a start, but the Celtic salt doesn't have the same minerals and properties that your plants do. So when you cut out plants, herbs, spices, whatever, and you don't eat any of that stuff, you're missing vital nutrients. So balance is really important. Obviously, people lose a lot of weight on the carnivore diet, and that's because they're only eating one type of food, right? You're going to drop weight because you're not eating all the other crap that you probably would eat every other day. But from a healing point of view, it's not going to heal your body. You might see some symptoms reduce for a while, but you will see some come back up. And I'll keep going through this and you'll understand why in a minute. But I do know people who, had some success on the carnivore diet, but then started to get gut issues and a few other things. And that's because they're not adding certain nutrients to their body. So it's up to you what you do, but balance is key and not having a stress of, oh my God, I can only eat this, I can only eat that. I mean, I would get completely sick of eating just meat, eggs, cheese every single day, a couple of times a day. That's me. Some people really enjoy. I need that. I need vegetables and fruits. I love them so much. And I feel a lot better when I have an abundance of those. So our body also needs glucose, despite what you may have been told. And the brain and the liver rely on this glucose to maintain proper glucose levels in the body. These reserves provide vital functions like stabilizing blood sugar levels, like when you go too long between meals, and it powers the brain through the mental processing and the emotional upheaval. So when you're on specific diets and you're fasting and you're cutting out foods, it can actually be drawing on your glucose reserves from your liver, which we don't want to do. We want to keep on adding to the glucose reserves. So some people do well with fasting if you do it properly, but a lot of people, when you've got a chronic illness, fasting is one of the worst things that you can do because it is drawing that glucose out of your body. And then if you're not adding enough fruits and vegetables into your body each day, then you're not topping up those reserves. So it can actually deplete a lot of things in your body when you're fasting. The fast pace of our lives today mean that we're more stressed and our bodies have to work harder than ever to keep up with us throughout the day. So we need that glucose to function, to keep our energy levels up, to keep our body functioning properly, and so it's not working so hard. The more like you take away from your body and the more you starve your body of certain nutrients, the harder it has to work to keep functioning. So if your liver is functioning excessively hard, or you've got your brain's not working properly, or your kidneys, or whatever organ it is in your body, if they're not functioning effectively because you haven't been giving it the right nutrients, it's going to put pressure on other organs in your body, and it's going to put pressure on your body to work harder and harder. And this is where you'll get low energy. So the glucose in fruits and raw honey is a top fuel to help you get through the day. Raw honey is an exceptional healing tool, and I will go through a lot of these foods in the next episode. We also need mineral salts in our diet. Now, foods rich in bioavailable forms of potassium, sodium, chloride, they keep our body strong and helps us fight off pathogens, like all those things that I spoke about in the last episode. Those mineral salts help sustain our body through that. They allow the information to travel through our body so it keeps our heart and brain functioning as they help the rest of our body work effectively. So our heart and our brain is connected to everything in our body, and that is what powers the rest of our organs to keep going. So we need the mineral salts for our brain and our heart to function effectively and keep all our other body parts working properly as well. Mineral salts also keep the kidneys and adrenals functioning, and it helps to build hydrochloric acid in the gut so we can break down food and kill off bad bacteria. So I've done a lot of live videos on Facebook about this. Like when you have low hydrochloric acid in the gut, this is what causes reflux. And it's not that you've got too much acid in your gut, it's that you don't have enough. What happens is when you don't have enough hydrochloric acid, you're not breaking down food properly, but you're also not killing off any bad bacteria that's coming into your body. So you might get colds and flu often, you might get tummy bugs often. If you don't have enough hydrochloric acid in your gut, you're not helping kill off any bad bacteria that comes in, which we take on all the time. They also help regulate our body temperature. With the fluctuating temperature, it helps cool our body and it helps our body heat up when we're cold. They also, without mineral salts, we are susceptible to dehydration, edema, and gut issues. So it's really important to add those in. And again, when I go through all the healing foods in the next episode, you will know what the mineral salts are in. So we'll discuss all these things in the next episode. So the probiotics of fruits and vegetables, they're really important to add into your diet because each fruit and vegetable has certain probiotics. They have a layer of a probiotic on the outside. And when we eat fruits and vegetables that are sprayed or heavily washed, it washes a lot of those probiotics off. So if you can get organic fruits and vegetables as much as you can, or herbs and spices, you're going to get a lot of these probiotics. And these probiotics survive our digestive process and they make it to the ileum, which it's at the very end of the small intestinal tract. Where a store-bought probiotics just do not get that far down into the digestive system. So it's really important to add the fruits and vegetables to get those essential probiotics into the gut area. Foods produced from the earth offer more than just physical nutrition. They offer grounding, cleansing, healing, and emotional support. Certain foods support us in different ways emotionally. Again, something that I will discuss in the next episode. There are foods for every ailment, and each food has its own special properties to help us heal. So, just like we all know that the vitamin C in oranges is amazing for boosting our immune system, and when we have a cold and flu, we eat oranges or we make our own fresh orange juice. Other fruits and vegetables have those same types of properties, and each one has different ones. So, the earth provides us with the essential healing tools that we need. We just have to use them. So this is why I add certain foods into your program when I write it for you, when you come to me to help heal. I add in these foods. Let's say, for example, that your immune system was low. Maybe I would get you to eat more oranges, but there'd be a lot of foods I'd be like, eat more of this, and an abundance of them, because that is what's going to combat a lot of the problems and the symptoms that you can't get rid of in your body. So it's really important to understand what foods help combat different ailments, different symptoms, and add those into your diet every single day. So next week, we will go through some of the foods that the healing benefits of some of these foods. We'll go through each individual foods, and then you'll be able to say, right, well, I'm going to add in bananas because they do this, or whatever. But what I want you to do over the next week is ask yourself, how many fruits and vegetables do I eat every single day? Most people don't eat enough. Like, we should be adding a lot of fruit into our diet every day for the hydration level, for the cleansing effect, not just have an apple when we feel like it as a snack. It's really important to add as many in as you can. Not, don't focus on the diet pyramids and all those things that tell you just to have 2 pieces of fruit and 3 vegetables. You can eat as much of it as you like, and you should, because forget weight gain, forget all that. You're going to lose weight by healing your body. That's what's important, not the weight loss, the weight gain, whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is getting rid of that oxidative stress in the body, supporting yourself emotionally, mentally, adding in foods that is going to raise your vibration, boost your energy, get your body systems working better. So it's not working extremely hard and working overtime, and all your organs start to shut down because they're not working properly because you haven't nourished them properly. You haven't used food as a medicine to help your body heal. So it is important to ask yourself exactly how much of these fruits and vegetables do you eat every single day? Because without them, you will not heal your body. All the nutrients in plants, as I always say, plants and humans share the same DNA structure. So when we put a plant into our body understands it, our body accepts it and uses it the same way the plant does. So it's like an essential oil, the lifeblood of the plant. That is a defense mechanism of the plant, right? So when we put that into our body uses it the same way the plant does, and it defends itself against viruses, bacteria, mold, fungus, infections, whatever it is. They will help protect your body the same way it does the plant. So it's really important to add these things into your body to help your body heal and to protect your body from external pathogens that are constantly threatening us every single day. We get all these things. We're around people all the time. You can't not, wearing a mask, all these things are not going to help you. You're better off eating as many fruits and vegetables as you can to get as many nutrients as you can to fight off all the things that we are faced with every single day. So next week, episode 27, we will be focusing on certain foods, and you will understand what certain foods will help you with a lot of your symptoms. If you resonate with this podcast, please follow it. Make sure you like and share it. Get it out to as many people as you can, because this is a podcast designed to help people heal in every single way, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And it's not just for people with thyroid or autoimmune disease, it's for people who want to be healthy. So please make sure you share it or tell people about it, because it's really, really important to get healing information to a lot of people.